dare you?
Hello, what's going on, guys? How y'all doing? Hopefully well. Hopefully y'all ain't trying to melt in this heat, wherever you may be. Oh, I think I'm finally starting to branch out across the nation. Maybe. I know I got a guy in Texas that watches me and stuff, but I don't know how it is out there, but it is very humid, and I think it's 91 degrees today here in Alabama. So, anyways, I ain't doing much today. Actually, I'm going to do a lot today, but nothing really productive. Kind of, sort of. First things first, I got to clean this shop up. It is absolutely a mess. And I got to find somewhere to put those. It's bolt bins my papa all filled up for me and stuff. So, big thanks to him. But I've got to clean this place up. And then I'm going to go back to working on this. Y'all ain't seen this yet. But this is my new to me 1992 D350. It is a Cummins. It is turboed. It is intercooled. Downside is it's automatic. It doesn't lock the door, but it's automatic, which it does have. Whoo, it's hot. It is overdrive, so that's a plus. As you can tell, the alternator's laying right there. I've got some work to do, but for now, the battery's unhooked. I was gonna crank it, but I got the battery unhooked. I can't even roll the windows down. But it's got a charging issue. I'll get in more into that later because I'm gonna work on that today. But it's got wiring charging issues I'm working on. But all in all, I mean, she's so far a good truck if it would just charge. But I'll get in more into that later. So yeah, before I do anything today, I've got to clean the shop up. There's no way around that. I've been putting it off for too long. So I ain't gonna make y'all watch me do that. I ain't gonna make y'all watch anything, but I ain't even gonna record that. I could put my GoPro up and record it, but oh well. The battery would die. It's actually charged today, and I'm gonna use it some today, but the battery would die before I get done. But that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna clean this up right quick so I got somewhere to work. So I got a workbench to work on because, like I said, I'm embarrassed by that. But then I'm gonna pull my truck in here, pull the Dodge in here, and I'll show y'all a little more on the charging stuff. But till then, y'all hold on. Y'all just gonna have to get over that fan because I ain't turning it off. It is, I think it said 91, feels like 96 or something like that. So it's hot, but as far as the shop cleaning goes, I think I'm done. I've been out here all day, and it's took all day. But I just noticed that when I went to spin the camera around. My stickers are trying to peel themselves off the door. It's so hot. But either way, that's all the empty jugs I had laying in here of oil. Few months worth. That's a long time worth. All those are going to the dump. I've carried 3 loads of those to the dumpster. Not dumpster. I've changed into shorts. Y'all don't need to see that. Carried 3 of those to the dumpster, 2 of those to the burn pile back there. Those are full of oil, the jugs right there. Yeah, those are full of oil for next burn day. It still looks like a mess on that wall because I need a storage building, but for the most part, it's a lot cleaner than it was. So I'm tired now, but I have my workbench back. All that stuff looks like it's in front of it. It's actually under it except for the bucket and the vacuum cleaner and the flat stoppers. I'll use those in a minute though, but I have my shop back. I have my shop back. But either way, like I said, hopefully y'all can hear me over the fan because it's way too hot and I ain't sitting directly in front of it. That's a big horsefly. But I'm done cleaning. I'm fixing to probably put my car back in here. Yeah, I'll put my car back in here. We'll move my 68 out of the way. Actually, I might move my car out of the way and put my truck over here. I don't know yet. Yeah, it's going over here because I got more light. But either way, I'm gonna pull the Dodge in here and take the alternator off. I might wait till I put it back outside to do that. But I gotta take the alternator off. I've been fighting charging issues and nothing makes sense. I've checked everything and everything looks good. Nothing made sense for the past 2 to 3 weeks because I'm not getting anything out of the alternator. But last night we worked on the truck a little bit because they know stuff like this. It's out of my league. I gave up on it really because I didn't know. I was fixing to either take it to Josh Rolling at Rolling Diesel and Repair. If y'all don't know him, look him up. Cummins genius. Him and his guys do great diesel work. But I was either going to take it to him or I was going to just spend the money, buy the stuff, and do a one-wire alternator conversion. Standalone, everything. It completely eliminates the factory wiring, all that stuff. You redo your whole, not the whole wiring harness, but as far as the charging side, from the alternator to the battery starter, it replaces all of that. Comes with its own voltage regulator, all that. And I'll go ahead and tell you, on a first gen Cummins, the voltage regulator is built into the ECM. So when it goes bad, there's nobody left that repairs them. Everybody just does a voltage regulator that you wire in. I was going to do an external one, which you mount on the firewall away from everything, but they say that causes your lights to flicker or, you know, bright dim, whatever. And then Josh told me about it's I can't remember the name of it. 8315 is the part number. It's a voltage regulator that actually goes inside the alternator and converts it to a one wire. So long story short, me and Mark was looking at that last night. I took the original alternator that I started with the truck off. I'll show you. I forgot this one's right here, but you take the back off the alternator and then it's this little deal right here. This one is broke. This is the alternator that was on the truck when I bought the truck. It wasn't charging, it quit charging on the test drive. So I tore it apart and got to looking. This is what happened. This separated itself. I could probably put that back together and it worked. But either way, I ordered a new one. I already had a new alternator that I had ordered. And I ordered a new one of these little things. And long story short, the video I watched on how to wire it up had the ground wire running back here. And this one does nothing. It's not grounded, nothing. So it was more or less just cutting the alternator off and it wouldn't come on. So when I took this one apart to show him, I didn't want to take the alternator off the truck last night, but I took this one apart to show him what I was dealing with, and I noticed this wire was running over here. So I took it apart, took the new alternator off. I ain't even seen the motor in this thing. It's just a first gen 5.9. But I took it off last night, wired it up the correct way, and then when we was putting it back together, I messed up. This is the 12 volt ignition wire. Comes on with the key. You're supposed to run it to this bottom prong down here, and we run it to the top one. As soon as we touched power to it, I heard it pop that regulator. So now I've got a new one ordered on the way. And I'll try this again. I'll hook it up the same way, except put the ignition wire actually where it goes. So, but either way, I'm fixing to pull this truck in here, I believe, because the brake light switch that hits the brake pedal, I'm gonna try to fix it. The bracket's bent, so the brake lights stay on all the time, and yeah. So I'm gonna put my baby back in there. Well, after I take all these to the dumpster. Ooh, thanks about the storm. I'm gonna put you back in there. I'm gonna move this and put this in here for now. Work on it, and then when I get done working on it, pull it back out here and pull the alternator off, and we'll go from there. So y'all remember how I said it looked like it was gonna rain? Can't see it, but you can hear it. It's coming a flood. Or it just came a flood. So, yeah, when this quits, Then I'm gonna put everything up. I done changed my mind. I'm gonna put my truck up, move my car out of the way, because it ain't gonna hurt it to get rained on. My truck leaks really bad. And then I'm gonna put the Dodge in here, in this side. So this side's got the lights and everything. But yeah, I thought I'd fill you in on that. I got everything threw away and the bottom fell out, so yeah. Alright, so she's finally in here. And this is one problem I've got with it. I don't know if I can get y'all in my hand anymore. That's the brake light switch, and it's bent back, it's a long way away from the pedal, so I'm fixing to bend that back around just so the brake lights will go off. But other than that, I mean, she's got a pretty decently clean inside. It's still got the flip down seats back there. Nothing's real stained up or anything. It's already got a brake controller box. I'm gonna have to rewire all that because it's got to plug in on the back bumper. Then it's got one right there in the bed I gotta fix for gooseneck. But she's coming along. Like I said, this wiring's a mess. This is just holding this up, and I gotta find out what all that is for, because a bunch of that's extra. But we're getting there, one thing at a time. Alright, so I got it back together. I've done the brake light switch. I've been messing with it. I found the bracket was bent, so I got it straightened back out the best I could. I don't know why it's bent. I really don't want to ask no questions, but y'all can see back there. Kind of see it. It's doing what it's supposed to now. So there's that. Now, oh yeah, and I put a fuse in this link right here. Yes, it's loose, I know, but it'll come back off in a minute. But either way, I'm gonna leave. Slide that back up on there so nothing get off in there. There we go. Nice little homemade cold air. But I'm gonna leave this alternator on here right now while I back it out. But for this one, well, like I said, I'm gonna take this piece out of it since it's broke right here, and I'm gonna take it out. And then she's gonna take this alternator tomorrow, see if the alternator itself's bad. If not, I'm gonna take that brand new one over there and get my money back, because I mean, I really don't need it. But yeah, now I get to use GoPro and watch me take that apart. Alright, it's back together. You've seen that in 2 seconds. Like I said, this little piece right here is what went bad, because that's not supposed to be two different pieces. That is supposed to be mounted like that somehow. I don't know electronics, I don't know. All I know is this did charge, and then when that come apart, it no charge no more. So hopefully this alternator's still good, and it was just because of that right there is why it quit charging. That's what I want to hope. But we'll see. As for now, I'm going to put all this up. Fire this thing back up, pull it outside, and take the old alternator off. Shouldn't take me a few seconds. Or the new alternator, I don't know. Did I say old or new? I'm going to take that alternator off and go from there. Send it both with her tomorrow and see what happens. So, I think the building's cooling off, but hang tight. We're going to back this thing out. Good morning, evening, whatever it is where you're at. It's 2:30 here. I got up. I stayed up last night playing Warzone with the boys. And then my wife got me Cold War. So I've been playing it a little bit. Multiplayer, just trying to get my weapons up. But either way, going going back to the house, work on the truck some more like I said I was. My goal today is to put a brake booster and master cylinder on it because it needs it bad. And then when we was bringing it home, long story short, guy I bought it from gave me a new battery because the alternator wasn't charging. Of course, y'all know that. Said it 100 times yesterday. I made it to Red Bay, Alabama, and I lost all lights. And it actually done pretty well running off just the battery, which those motors don't require any electrical to run. They're just, yeah, P-pump motor. All mechanical. But either way, on the way home, when we strapped it down, my brother actually done it. When he was strapping it down, he broke one of the brake lines in the rear. So I got a stick of brake line because you can't order the pre-bent for that truck through the parts store. You have to do it online, and it's like 80 bucks. And yeah, I'm not doing that. I spent $10 on a stick of brake line that I'm gonna attempt to bend myself without creasing it. But that's gonna be when I get back to the house. Right now, I went to the store. People bought the County Line package store. It's not a package store right now, but still it's a gas station. They got Gatorade. I went to get Gatorade, drove all the way up there, and left my bellfold at the house. So I don't have a license or insurance. I don't have nothing on me right now. I am illegal as everything. But from where I live, hell, all the cops know me, so they don't care. They know I'm a legal, valid, licensed, valid driver, licensed person. Yeah, but either way, so I'm going to the house empty-handed. I got to drive the car. I got to get it out today between the storms, so that's a plus. But going back to the house now, pull the truck back in, and we're going to do some brake jobs. So I'm not looking forward to it because I hate messing with brake fluid. I hate everything about it. I don't want to do it, but we're going to do it. I got to get it done. I got $100 and something worth of parts laying there that need to go on the truck. So I got some work to do to this thing, but it ain't getting done today. So hang on a minute, we'll be back in the house. All right, so we are back at the house, and I don't know if I showed you. I got to think about it after I quit. I had a guy hook me up on Facebook. He hooked me up on Facebook with a new one of these. Nice, and yes, I know it's black, but the camera makes it stand out more than it really is. But no more pushing buttons through like this old one here, to where when you go to hit a switch, it just fall through. Well, I'm kind of, yeah. Because it's broke. It's been broke since I bought, get out of there. It's been broke since I bought the car. This one's not, but I got that. He hooked me up with that piece there, this little cover piece, because I've not had one of those in years. And then he gave me all new vents, which now that one and that one was good. I had to replace this one. This one will never be replaced because that piece will always be in there as long as I own the car. As long as the car's not messed up. If y'all didn't know, I made that in college. That was a piece of square stock. Piece of square about that long. I put it in the machine. I done all the programming, and I cut it out like that. I had that made just for me. If I could have went back and done it, I had to put my name on it because it was my final exam for college, or one of them. If I could go back, I'd have put ears on it, but it is what it is. I'm not complaining. It's still, there's no other one in the world like it. But either way, so yeah, there's that. And he also got me that door piece over there that's broke in there. I ain't getting out, showing y'all, because y'all don't get to hear me grunt and moan getting out. But yeah, anyway, let's get that thing fired up and in the shop. Alright, we got her in here again. God, I wish I could cut this door out, make it just a little bit wider. She might would fit, but I ain't even gonna try it by myself. Either way, this is our job for the day. I do not look forward to doing this. Like I done said, I hate with a passion doing this stuff. But here we are. And really and truly what makes me nervous, I'm not even gonna lie, I don't know, I don't think I posted the video doing this with a 4Runner, but I went through this with a 4Runner, except I lost all brakes. I didn't have any, none at all. This thing, the brake pedal is just real spongy, it's going out. But I ordered this stuff from AutoZone. for the 4Runner, I didn't do the booster. I just done a master cylinder and put the first one on it. Brand new, supposed to be brand new. Wasn't something was messed up with it. You pump the brakes up, you'd bleed them, and it'd do great. I got up the next morning going to work, and I had no brakes. So I did not drive it to work with no brakes. If you're watching this, State Farm. Ordered another one, went and swapped them out. I had to take that one off, went and swapped them out. Of course, I lost all the brake fluid. Come back, put the new one on, and it couldn't even bleed it. It kept sucking air. One of the seals were bad in it. I called them back. I said, look, I done went through a buttload of brake fluid, and it's still not bleeding. Like, you keep sending me messed up stuff. I went back, the third one, they gave me 2 bottles of brake fluid, and they replaced it. Third time's charm, right? Well, they kept telling me, we strongly advise you, but after the first one, they said you need to bench bleed it, the master cylinder. So I did it on the second one. The third one, they told me, yeah, you need to be doing that. Screw it, I didn't do it, took too much time. Made too big of a mess. I come home, I put it on, and I bled it. And it's still doing fine for now. Knock on wood. But that's got me nervous. I ain't even gonna lie about it. Because both of these parts right here come from AutoZone. Just like with a 4Runner, neither one of them's reman. They're supposed to be brand new. From Duralast. Or Neverlast. Whatever. So we're gonna find out. I'm gonna try, I got my GoPro up there. I'm gonna try to do a time lapse. I've never done this before on this big of a vehicle. Of course, 4Runner, you know, that's nothing. I can take it off blindfolded. Never done it on this. So we're about to find out what it's all about. So y'all sit back, hang tight, here we go.
2 hours later.
Alright, so I've not touched this. I've not even touched these. I have this brake line. This is the one I was talking about was broke. I went ahead and thought, you know, since the ass end of the truck's hanging out of the garage and it won't fit in here while it's not raining, I'm going to go ahead and change that brake line. Figured it'd take me, you know, 20, 30 minutes. Providing, even though I had to bend it and make it more or less. 2 hours later.
2 hours later.
I finally get the freaking thing on. I got rained on a little bit, waist down, because I wasn't all the way under the truck. But either way, it's got a new brake line on it. I hope I got it tight enough, because I couldn't even, I got fed up. I said, you know what, you're either cross-threaded or you're right, but you're going to be tight. So I sent it. But now I'm going to try to tackle this. This should, I ain't even going to say it. Not going to say that yet. So I'm going to try to time lapse. I don't know how long this battery is going to last. But for those that's never done this, I'll show you. Start with, you get under here, you take your 2 brake lines off. Put you something down under here because it's going to leak brake fluid, of course. I'm going to try to catch some of it because I don't have much left. And then you have a nut here and a nut on the other side. You take those 2 off and your master cylinder slide off. And then you go inside the truck. So anyways, you come in here. You gotta pop. Can you see it? I don't know. I'm trying to. Oh, thunder. There's a little clip right up there. You gotta pop off. Right there. I'll circle this. There's a clip you gotta pop off right there and pop that rod off. And then you take them 4 bolts out that hold the booster on and it slides out as well. So pitter patter, we getting at her. Well, if you can hear me, I was going to time lapse it, but I forgot to turn this off earlier, and it died. So, can't use this because I ain't got nowhere to mount it. But now it's coming to storm. So, glad I done the brake line when I did. Because this is worse than earlier. So, give it a minute. When this gets charged, is where y'all will pick up. Alright. still charging. But we come over here. Got the master cylinder off. Like I said, you're taking 2 lines off, taking 2 nuts off, and it slides right out. I had to get creative to get back in there on them. But had to use my big ratchet. But it's out. So now I'm going to go inside. I'm going to take these vacuum lines off. Then I'm going to go inside and we're going to pop the pedal off and them bolts, and then the the booster should come out. So. Alright, so as you just seen though, everything's on together. I had to come in and eat before I finish up. I'm about to bleed them here in a minute, but I've got to eat. My blood sugar's getting low. I just want to let y'all in on a little secret. So you know what you do when you fancy eating right here. You got your hot pocket. Take you some of this good old Tony chitteries, whatever. A little Creole seasoning, and you sprinkle a little bit of it on. I gotta look, see what I'm doing here. You just sprinkle a little bit on top right there like that, all right. Make sure you get it real good like that right there. And then you pop it in the microwave. Throw some ranch dressing on that. Lord, I can't wait. Almost forgot, but that's a wrap. Everything's good. My wife came home. We bled the brakes. It just got dark. The lights on Tahoe went out. But they're still spongy. But it's a first gen. I guess it's just going to be like that because I ain't getting air at any of the corners bleeding them. So don't want my keys. But that's going to be it. Like I said, maybe I got something worth making a video out of all that. But until next week, possibly. Whenever I'm off again, y'all have fun. Y'all be safe. I'll catch y'all on the flip side.